Tesla is recalling almost all of its Cybertrucks due to a cosmetic exterior panel. 46,000 vehicles are being recalled.
The Cybertruck was supposed to be Tesla's ultimate flex and electric beast, built from bulletproof steel, designed to break every rule in the auto industry. Instead, it's become something else entirely. A mirror reflecting the company's boldest ambitions, biggest risks, and mounting cracks beneath the surface. What began as a viral sensation has since spiraled into a rollercoaster of pricing pivots, silent shutdowns, demand doubts, and unexpected recalls. Investors are anxious. Is this simply the growing pain of disrupting an entire segment, or a warning sign that Tesla's edge is starting to dull? The truth, as always with Elon Musk's empire, lies somewhere between brilliance and bedlam. Because while the Cybertruck still looks like the future, the story behind it is beginning to feel eerily familiar. And buried inside it all is one quiet turning point that just might explain everything that followed. The mysterious production pause. In December 2024, Tesla abruptly halted Cybertruck production at its Giga Texas facility for 3 days, a rare event for a company known for operating at full throttle. Employees were told to take paid leave between December 3rd and 5, yet no official explanation followed. The absence of public communication from Tesla, particularly given the timing and visibility of the Cybertruck rollout, sent shockwaves through investor circles and social media. Was this just a procedural breather during the early production ramp, or a signal that something deeper, perhaps more troubling, was going on behind the scenes? Theories quickly circulated. Some insiders speculated it was a planned recalibration to address workflow bottlenecks, particularly as the Cybertruck's stainless steel design presented unique manufacturing hurdles not seen in Tesla's previous models. Others pointed to whispers of quality control issues ranging from trim alignment problems to drivetrain inconsistencies that may have necessitated an emergency pause. And then there was the coincidence. The shutdown happened as the boring company began tunneling beneath the site, raising safety and operational disruption concerns. Yet Tesla said nothing, leaving room for interpretation, doubt, and rumor. What puzzled analysts most wasn't necessarily the pause itself, but the silence that accompanied it. Tesla and Elon Musk are rarely shy when it comes to spinning challenges into narratives of innovation. The fact that the company chose not to contextualize the downtime at all invited speculation of an issue too sensitive to disclose. Was Tesla trying to avoid spooking investors just as Cybertruck deliveries were gaining momentum? Or did the company miscalculate how closely every aspect of the Cybertruck rollout would be scrutinized? In the absence of clear answers, the 3-day pause became symbolic of something larger: the fragility of Tesla's most ambitious vehicle launch to date. It highlighted the fine line between confidence and overreach. Even if the production halt was tactical, the lack of transparency undermined trust during a moment when Tesla needed to project competence and control. Whether the pause was a hiccup or a harbinger remains unclear. But it was a reminder that in Tesla's world, even silence makes headlines. What followed, however, wasn't another production hiccup. It was a sobering look at just how many Cybertruck fans actually became buyers. Overhyped or underdelivered. When Tesla first unveiled the Cybertruck in 2019, it captured global attention with its futuristic design and bold promises. Over 1 million people placed reservations, creating the impression that Tesla had another blockbuster on its hands. But by early 2025, the story had shifted. Despite years of anticipation, Tesla reported just over 46,000 Cybertruck deliveries within a 14-month period, an underwhelming figure considering the early hype. This massive gap between reservations and actual sales has prompted industry analysts to ask a difficult question. Was the Cybertruck's demand overestimated from the start? One of the most glaring contributors to the drop-off was pricing. When first announced, the Cybertruck was marketed as a sub-$40,000 electric pickup, an affordable, rugged alternative to gas-powered trucks. By the time production began, however, the base model had climbed to over $61,000. while the top-tier Cyberbeast version pushed past $100,000. For many early reservation holders, this dramatic price increase likely caused sticker shock. It raised doubts about value for money, especially when several promised features like full self-driving were delayed or came at additional cost. Another possible factor behind the weak sales-to-reservation conversion is a mismatch between the Cybertruck's polarizing design and mainstream buyer expectations. While the angular stainless steel exoskeleton is undeniably eye-catching, it's also a departure from traditional pickup aesthetics, something that may have alienated more conservative truck buyers. In addition, rumors circulated that some features had been scaled back or changed before launch, which may have further discouraged early adopters. Could these shifts in design and delivery timelines have eroded consumer confidence? Now, recent Q1 2025 delivery data is painting an even bleaker picture. Tesla doesn't report Cybertruck numbers directly, but it groups it with the Model S, X, and Semi under other models. That category saw a 24% drop year over year and a 44% plunge compared to Q4 2024. Analysts estimate Tesla only sold between 5,000 and 8,000 Cybertrucks in the first quarter of 2025. That would mark the third consecutive quarter of declining sales, despite Cybertruck now being eligible for the $7,500 federal EV tax credit and Tesla offering new incentives. Even with aggressive discounts, deliveries continue to fall short. According to Electrek, Tesla is now having issues selling Cybertrucks at a rate of 40,000 per year, when Tesla prepared production for 250,000 units per year. And CEO Elon Musk once claimed he could see Tesla reaching 500,000 units annually. Instead, the Cybertruck is quickly being labeled by industry watchers as one of the biggest product flops in modern automotive history. "It's a huge swing and a huge miss," said Eric Noble of CarLab, comparing the truck's failure to the infamous Ford Edsel. The spectacular failure of Cybertruck was a failure of empathy. It's just not empathetic to a pickup truck buyer. Finally, consumer sentiment has become harder to predict in an increasingly competitive EV landscape. The market Tesla once dominated now includes formidable rivals like Rivian and Ford, whose electric pickups offer more familiar styling, competitive pricing, and earlier availability. Meanwhile, Tesla's massive $900 million investment into Cybertruck tooling and production infrastructure may not be recouped. One analyst remarked, "They drooled over not spending $200 million on a paint shop, but probably spent that much trying to get the stainless steel to work." While the Cybertruck remains a symbol of Tesla's ambition, the gap between hype and reality has become harder to ignore. Was the reservation frenzy just speculative excitement, or did Tesla misread how many people were actually willing to buy a six-figure, untested pickup? Either way, the numbers are now catching up with the narrative, and they're not pretty. Tunnel vision or tactical move? In the midst of Tesla's December 2024 production pause, attention turned toward a surprising but plausible factor behind the sudden shutdown: the Boring Company. Elon Musk's tunneling venture was reportedly constructing a transport tunnel within Giga, Texas, intended to streamline the internal movement of Cybertrucks from the production line to outbound staging areas. On the surface, this sounds like a smart logistical upgrade, but the timing raised questions. The construction reportedly required areas of the factory floor to be cleared and rendered temporarily inaccessible, sparking speculation that the tunnel project may have directly disrupted Cybertruck production. Some insiders claim the shutdown was necessary for safety reasons, as heavy machinery and tunneling activity posed risks to workers nearby. If true, this might explain why Tesla chose to halt production entirely for a few days. However, the decision to proceed with such a disruptive infrastructure upgrade during a crucial ramp-up phase for one of the company's most anticipated products is puzzling. Could this point to a lack of coordination between Musk's overlapping ventures, or was it a deliberate, long-term investment in optimizing the factory's future output? There's also the optics problem. Tesla didn't officially confirm that the Boring Company's tunnel was behind the pause, leaving the public to piece together clues from third-party sources and leaked internal memos. For a company known for its technological transparency and headline-grabbing announcements, the silence around this massive factory alteration was unusual. Some critics argue that this secrecy only fueled unnecessary speculation and made it harder for investors and customers to trust the company's operational stability during a sensitive time. Still, if successful, the tunnel could represent a meaningful innovation in vehicle logistics, particularly in a facility as massive as Giga Texas. Reducing the time and cost associated with moving finished Cybertrucks across the factory floor could pay off in the long run. But the question remains, was this the right move at the right time? Or did Elon's tunnel vision distract Tesla from keeping its focus on stabilizing Cybertruck production? As with many things involving Musk, the answer may depend on how things play out in the months ahead. Too many trucks, not enough buyers. Last year, a troubling development quietly emerged from Tesla's Gigafactory in Texas, an oversupply of Cybertrucks. Despite months of ramped-up production and over 1 million initial reservations, internal documents revealed that by Q3, Tesla had produced approximately 30,082 Cybertrucks, but only delivered around 21,050. That left over 9,100 vehicles sitting idle, raising questions about whether the demand was actually as strong as the hype had led many to believe. The numbers pointed to a disconnect between production output and consumer follow-through, a red flag for any automaker, especially one in the middle of a high-profile product launch. To address the imbalance, Tesla made a surprising move. It redirected some employees from the Cybertruck assembly line to help with Model Y production instead. While the company did not publicly frame this as a reaction to weak demand, insiders and leaked reports suggest the decision was made to ease mounting inventory pressure. This pivot was seen by some as a clear sign that Tesla was producing Cybertrucks faster than it could sell them, a scenario that contradicts earlier statements from Elon Musk about overwhelming demand and backlogged interest. The surplus issue also raises an uncomfortable question. Are reservation numbers a reliable indicator of real sales potential? With early Cybertruck buyers facing high final prices, longer than expected delivery timelines, and ongoing quality concerns, it's plausible that a large portion of reservation holders simply walked away when it came time to convert their deposits into purchases. Tesla has historically prided itself on managing tight production-to-delivery pipelines. But in this case, the company may have misjudged the elasticity of its customer base, especially as competitors offered more accessible alternatives. Ultimately, the decision to throttle back Cybertruck production, if only temporarily, may have been a necessary correction rather than an admission of failure. Still, the optics are hard to ignore. For a vehicle that was marketed as a revolutionary game-changer, excess inventory sitting on lots sends a mixed message. Was this a blip in Tesla's forecasting model? Or is the Cybertruck struggling to find its place in an increasingly crowded EV market? As Tesla works to align supply with actual demand, the surplus saga serves as a reality check on the limits of even the most hyped product launches. Lease drops and pricing strategy. In late 2024, Tesla quietly dropped the lease price of the Cybertruck from $999 to $899 per month, a $100 cut that raised more eyebrows than cheers. While such a move could be interpreted as a strategic effort to make the vehicle more financially accessible, the timing coinciding with reports of inventory buildup and production slowdowns led many to suspect a deeper issue. Was this a tactical nudge to stimulate demand, or a red flag signaling that Tesla was struggling to move units off the lot? Traditionally, price drops or lease incentives are used by automakers to keep sales momentum going during slow periods. But in Tesla's case, where the Cybertruck was initially hyped as a must-have, sold-out-for-years product, the need to adjust pricing so soon after launch raises uncomfortable questions. Was the initial pricing simply too aggressive? Or is consumer appetite softening due to lingering concerns about quality, delayed features, or design preferences? It's worth noting that early adopters expected a base model closer to $40,000, not one that starts over $60,000 and still doesn't include full self-driving unless purchased separately. Some observers argue that the lease cut is less about desperation and more about brand strategy. Tesla has long used pricing flexibility as a lever to influence demand and optimize delivery flows. Dropping the monthly lease may allow Tesla to increase the number of Cybertrucks on the road quickly, building visibility and social proof without slashing the retail sticker price, which would have broader implications for the brand's perceived value. But others worry that these discounts could backfire by training consumers to wait for better deals rather than committing early. Ultimately, the lease drop sits at the crossroads of two competing narratives, one of strategic salesmanship and another of quietly cooling demand. If Tesla's order books were truly overflowing, would the company need to offer lower leases at all? Or is this a subtle admission that the Cybertruck's novelty may not be enough to convert window shoppers into drivers at the volume Tesla projected? As future quarters unfold, whether this pricing pivot translates into sustained sales or signals broader demand erosion will become clearer. For now, the discount may be as telling as it is tempting, and just as Tesla worked to sweeten the deal for hesitant buyers, a much stickier problem, quite literally, was quietly beginning to surface. Stainless steel slip-up. In March 2025, Tesla faced an unexpected and highly publicized setback when it announced the recall of over 46,000 Cybertrucks due to a defect in the adhesive used to secure the vehicle's stainless steel trim panels. For a truck marketed as virtually indestructible with bullet-resistant glass and an exoskeleton that could supposedly survive a sledgehammer, this issue was a harsh contradiction. Owners began reporting that body panels were loosening or even detaching entirely during normal driving conditions. What was supposed to be a symbol of durability quickly became the subject of concern, memes, and public ridicule. The problem, it turned out, stemmed from Tesla's decision to rely heavily on industrial adhesive to mount the Cybertruck's stainless steel cladding, a departure from the traditional combination of bolts, rivets, and welds used by most automakers. While the adhesive was intended to streamline manufacturing and maintain the truck's sleek, rivetless look, real-world conditions revealed its limitations. Extreme temperatures cold, causing brittleness, and heat, leading to softening, made the adhesive unreliable, especially under the vibration and wind stress of highway driving. It was a rare case where Tesla's emphasis on futuristic materials and aesthetics seemingly backfired. Tesla moved quickly once the issue became undeniable. The company issued a voluntary recall, notified owners via over-the-air updates, and began retrofitting vehicles with a more secure fastening system, combining improved adhesives and mechanical fasteners. Service appointments lasted several hours, and repairs were provided free of charge. Elon Musk publicly acknowledged the design flaw on X, formerly Twitter, admitting that the adhesive choice wasn't the best decision. He assured customers that the fix would result in a more robust and durable exterior, perhaps even better than originally planned. Still, the damage wasn't limited to trim panels. The recall raised broader questions about Tesla's quality control processes, especially when it comes to implementing bold, unproven design concepts at scale. Was the adhesive choice rushed to meet aggressive production deadlines? Did the push for a seamless design override engineering caution? These questions sparked concern not only among customers, but also regulators and investors. While Tesla's swift response demonstrated agility, the recall also served as a reminder that innovation without rigorous real-world validation can lead to costly missteps, both financially and reputationally. Has the EV pickup race already shifted? When Tesla first unveiled the Cybertruck in 2019, it effectively owned the spotlight in the electric pickup space. Its radical design, futuristic features, and Elon Musk's signature flair positioned it as a disruptor in a segment that legacy automakers hadn't yet touched. But in the years that followed, rivals moved fast. By 2025, Ford's F-150 Lightning and Rivian's R1T had both made strong market entries, delivering vehicles with more traditional aesthetics, competitive performance, and, importantly, fewer production controversies. The Cybertruck no longer looks like a lone pioneer, it's just one player in an increasingly competitive field. Ford's strategy with the F-150 Lightning was especially smart. Build on the trusted legacy of the best-selling gas-powered truck in the US and offer an EV alternative that looks familiar, performs reliably, and integrates seamlessly into existing fleets. Rivian, on the other hand, leaned into its identity as a lifestyle brand, winning over early adopters with its off-road credibility and adventurous branding. Meanwhile, Tesla's Cybertruck, boldly unconventional and mired in delays, recalls, and price hikes, has struggled to maintain momentum. Despite its head start, Tesla may have inadvertently given its competitors time to refine their offerings and capture market share. Tesla still holds key advantages: a loyal fan base, cutting-edge battery tech, and the infrastructure of superchargers that other EV brands can't yet match. But brand perception matters especially in the pickup space, where reliability and practicality are often more important than novelty. With issues like adhesive-related recalls, unclear timelines for full self-driving, and fluctuating lease offers, some potential buyers may view the Cybertruck as more of a science experiment than a workhorse. The question now isn't whether the Cybertruck is innovative, it's whether it's functional and trustworthy enough for mass adoption. Ultimately, the electric truck war is far from over, but Tesla's early lead has clearly eroded. The Cybertruck still has the potential to dominate, especially if future variants prove more stable and affordable, but it's no longer guaranteed a win. As the field widens with upcoming models from Chevrolet, Toyota, and even startups like Canoo, the pressure is on Tesla to not just impress, but execute. In this new era of EV pickups, being first isn't enough. Tesla must now prove that being different also means being better. Elon Musk's political persona. Elon Musk has long been a polarizing figure, but his growing political presence has shifted from provocative to problematic for Tesla. As of early 2025, Musk's role as head of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, under the Trump administration, has placed him directly at the center of a heated national and global debate. Protests have erupted outside Tesla showrooms, accusing Musk of aligning with controversial budget cuts and policies. While Musk may see his dual roles as compatible, many customers and investors are beginning to question whether his political entanglements are hurting the Tesla brand. In Europe, the fallout has been particularly severe. Tesla saw a dramatic 44% drop in sales in 1 month alone, with many former supporters boycotting the brand or calling for Musk to step down as CEO. Even loyal Tesla owners have expressed public discomfort, some putting stickers on their cars stating, "I bought this before Elon went political." Musk's association with divisive ideologies has created a moral dilemma for consumers who once saw Tesla as a symbol of environmental progress and innovation. Now, for some, buying a Tesla feels more like a political statement than a technological choice. The brand and Musk situation poses additional complexities. Research has demonstrated that Tesla's public image has been inextricably linked to that of its founder. Whenever Musk enjoys a spurt of good press, Tesla takes off. Whenever public interest wanes because of less than favorable opinions of Musk, so does consumer attention toward Tesla. This coupling creates a dangerous opportunity for Musk's Twitter feed, political opinions, or governmental stances to affect Tesla's sales and stock price overnight. Can the company really devolve from the increasingly politically wrong image that Musk embodies? or has the line already blurred beyond delineation? For Tesla, the big issue is not just product recalls or delivery schedules, but is all about managing Musk's persona. While some board members are allegedly weighing contingency plans for Musk's distractions, the larger question is whether political aspirations are becoming choreographed with corporate pursuits. Musk remains a visionary force behind Tesla's success, but his public antics could, in fact, act as a jettison to the very existence of the company he built, keeping in mind that these entanglements may turn out to be a great test for whether Tesla can preserve that consumer trust and some semblance of global relevance. Investor confidence shaken. Tesla's stock has always been sensitive to the whims of news cycles and Elon Musk's public behavior, but recent events have triggered a deeper sense of unease among investors. From the Cybertruck's rocky rollout including production halts, a high-profile recall, and underwhelming delivery numbers to Musk's increasing political involvement, Wall Street's once boundless confidence in Tesla has begun to waver. In the first quarter of 2025 alone, Tesla's stock price dropped by nearly 38%, wiping out hundreds of billions in market capitalization. For a company used to defying odds, these losses are more than just paper cuts. They reflect a fundamental reassessment of risk. The Cybertruck was expected to be a halo product, cementing Tesla's dominance in the electric vehicle market. Instead, it has become a lightning rod for questions about execution, quality control, and strategic focus. Investors have grown wary of the disconnect between Musk's bold claims and the company's actual delivery performance. High-profile production issues and the controversial design have compounded worries that Tesla may have overextended its ambitions without adequately stress-testing the product or its market fit. Meanwhile, the shift in customer sentiment, particularly in key regions like Europe, adds another layer of uncertainty to Tesla's long-term growth trajectory. Beyond product concerns, Musk's dual role as a political figure has rattled institutional investors. His appointment as head of the Department of Government Efficiency raised fears of regulatory entanglements, conflicts of interest, and brand dilution. Protests, vandalism, and backlash have all made headlines, and not the kind Tesla wants. With Musk's public persona increasingly at odds with consumer values in major markets, investors are asking whether the company's leadership remains a reliable asset or a growing liability. The fact that board members are reportedly discussing succession planning and damage control only adds to market jitters. Despite all this, it's worth noting that Tesla still retains a strong base of retail investors and brand loyalists. However, the tone has shifted from euphoric to cautious. Analyst price targets have been revised downward, and projections for first quarter sales have been cut sharply. The Cybertruck, once expected to revitalize Tesla's narrative, is now emblematic of its volatility. Can Tesla regain its footing and restore confidence, or are these warning signs of a broader reckoning ahead? For now, the market seems to be watching not just what Tesla builds, but how it responds when things start to fall apart. And while investors weigh the fallout, the real test may lie in how Tesla responds when its bold bets backfire. Inside Tesla's crisis management playbook. Tesla has long prided itself on agility, the kind of breakneck speed that allows it to release cutting-edge products, update software overnight, and respond to problems before they become full-blown disasters. But in the wake of the Cybertruck's turbulent rollout, that move-fast ethos is being tested. When over 46,000 Cybertrucks were recalled due to adhesive failures on stainless steel trim, Tesla responded swiftly with over-the-air updates, physical retrofits, and CEO Elon Musk publicly acknowledging the design misstep. This rapid crisis response has been hailed by some as a masterclass in damage control. Yet others wonder, is this a sign of operational genius or the need to clean up after avoidable chaos? Tesla's playbook leans heavily on technological responsiveness. Unlike legacy automakers who rely on service centers to fix most issues, Tesla can resolve many problems remotely through software. This allows the company to iterate in real time, sometimes even post-delivery. But when those fixes begin to feel like patches rather than solutions, confidence can erode. The adhesive issue, for example, wasn't the first time Tesla had to retrofit a vehicle soon after launch. From panel misalignments in earlier Model 3s to software tweaks for braking systems, Tesla's release-first, fix-fast strategy may be efficient, but it also fuels concerns about quality control and thorough pre-market testing. This tension between innovation and instability is baked into Tesla's DNA. On one hand, its willingness to break molds has transformed the auto industry. On the other, it's increasingly clear that pushing boundaries without rigorous validation can lead to costly reversals. Critics argue that the Cybertruck's issues, including price hikes, delivery delays, and design changes, are less about bold experimentation and more about rushed execution. Supporters counter that no other automaker could pull off such feats with the same velocity, and that setbacks are the cost of disrupting an industry long resistant to change. So which is it? A genius at work or a system running too hot? And now a growing chorus is asking whether it's time for Tesla to pivot the Cybertruck altogether. With sales continuing to disappoint and over $200 million in unsold inventory reportedly piling up, some analysts and fans are suggesting a bold shift. Convert the Cybertruck into a rugged SUV. This strategy, already proven successful by Rivian with its R1T and R1S platform, could open Tesla up to a broader audience, especially those less interested in an impractical pickup bed and more drawn to a spacious third row. AI-generated renderings of a Cybertruck-inspired SUV have already circulated on forums like Tesla Lounge, sparking fan enthusiasm. But as one top comment put it, without fixing the other significant problems with the design build quality, sharp edges, range, water resistance, and brand damage, it won't matter. While the SUV pivot is an intriguing concept, it's no silver bullet. It would require solving core issues first, from price and engineering to perception. Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. Tesla's ability to rebound quickly from recalls, production hiccups, or PR storms is undeniably impressive. But as the stakes grow and competition stiffens, the tolerance for improvisation may narrow. Investors, regulators, and customers are watching more closely now, asking whether Tesla can mature into a more stable operator without losing its edge. The Cybertruck saga, with all its highs and lows, might be the ultimate test of whether Tesla's crisis response culture is a sustainable strength or simply a slick coping mechanism for deeper structural volatility. The Cybertruck story is far from over. And if this long, winding, and often bumpy road has taught us anything, it's that Tesla's boldest bets tend to come with the highest stakes. From production delays to polarizing design choices, the journey of the Cybertruck has become a symbol of both the brilliance and the risks that come with pushing boundaries in the EV world. So what does this all mean? Is this the inevitable price of innovation, a necessary turbulence that comes with disrupting an industry? Or could it be a warning sign, hinting at deeper issues bubbling beneath the surface at Tesla? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop your take in the comments below. We're listening, and your insights make the conversation even better. If you found this breakdown helpful or thought-provoking, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon so you never miss one of our deep dives into the future of tech and transportation. And if you're ready to keep going, don't miss the next video on your screen now, where we're diving into how Tesla's competitors are quietly gaining ground and what that could mean for the road ahead.